Here are Grandpa's 100-year-old life hacks you didn't know existed. Preserve eggs with water glass or sodium silicate. Grandpa knew the secret to keeping eggs fresh for months: water glass or sodium silicate. This method seals the eggshells, preventing air and bacteria from entering. To do this, mix 1 part sodium silicate with 10 parts water. Submerge clean, unwashed eggs in the solution and store them in a cool, dark place. The water glass forms a protective barrier, preserving the eggs for up to 6 months without refrigeration. Remove a tight ring with soap or oil. Are you struggling to remove a tight ring? Soap or oil can help by lubricating your skin. Simply apply a small amount of liquid soap, cooking oil, or even butter around the ring and your finger. Gently twist and wiggle the ring while pulling it off. The slippery texture reduces friction and allows the ring to glide off more easily, saving your finger from discomfort or injury. Sharpen a razor with a leather strop. Old-fashioned leather strops keep razors sharp by realigning their fine edges. To sharpen your razor, Grandpa advised to run the blade back and forth across a leather strop at a 30-degree angle, applying gentle pressure. Do this 10 to 15 times per side. The strop smooths and straightens the razor's edge, extending its lifespan. Regular stropping prevents dullness and reduces the need for frequent blade replacements, saving both money and resources. Clean a bottle using crushed eggshells and water. Do you need to clean a bottle with hard-to-reach spots? Use crushed eggshells and water. Drop a handful of crushed eggshells into the bottle, fill it halfway with water, and shake vigorously. The eggshells act as an abrasive, scrubbing away dirt and grime. Rinse the bottle thoroughly after shaking to remove the eggshells and any remaining debris. This natural, eco-friendly cleaning method works well for stubborn stains and buildup in bottles. Start a fire with a magnifying glass and sunlight. Harnessing the power of the sun, a magnifying glass can help you start a fire. To do this, focus the sunlight through the magnifying glass onto dry tinder like leaves or paper. Hold the glass steady until the concentrated beam of light creates smoke, then gently blow to ignite a flame. This method by Grandpa works because the magnifying glass intensifies the sun's rays, producing enough heat to ignite flammable materials. Clean oil from silk with talcum powder. Oil stains on delicate fabrics like silk can be tricky, but talcum powder absorbs excess oil effectively. To remove the stain, gently sprinkle talcum powder over the oil spot and let it sit for 30 minutes. The powder will absorb the oil, pulling it away from the silk fibers. Afterward, shake off the powder and gently hand wash the area with cool water and mild soap for a clean, oil-free fabric. Remove ink stains from clothes with milk. Milk has long been used by Grandpa as a gentle, effective solution for ink stains. To remove the stain, soak the affected area in a bowl of milk for several hours or overnight. The enzymes in milk break down the ink, lifting the stain from the fabric. After soaking, rinse the fabric with cool water and wash as usual. This hack works well on delicate fabrics and avoids the harshness of chemical stain removers. Find north using a watch and the sun. A watch can be your compass with a simple trick. To find north, hold your watch flat and point the hour hand toward the sun. Then bisect the angle between the hour hand and the 12 o'clock mark on the watch face. The midpoint of this angle points south in the northern hemisphere, meaning the opposite direction is north. This method helps you navigate when you're without a compass in daylight hours. Stop toothache by applying clove oil to the affected area. Clove oil contains eugenol, a natural anesthetic that can relieve toothache pain. To use it, apply a few drops of clove oil onto a cotton ball and press it gently against the affected tooth or gum. Leave it there for several minutes. The oil numbs the area, providing temporary relief from discomfort. Clove oil's anti-inflammatory and antibacterial properties also help soothe the irritation and prevent infection while waiting for dental care. Revive wilted flowers by soaking in warm water. Wilted flowers can be brought back to life with a simple warm water soak. To revive them, cut an inch off the stems at an angle and place them in a vase filled with warm, not hot water. The warm water is absorbed faster than cold, helping to rehydrate the flowers. After 30 minutes, transfer the flowers to a vase with cool water. This technique helps restore their strength and vibrant appearance. Remove rust with a paste of salt and lemon juice. Lemon juice and salt create a natural rust remover due to their acidic and abrasive properties. Mix lemon juice and salt into a paste and apply it to the rusted area. Let it sit for 30 minutes to an hour. The acid in the lemon juice breaks down the rust, while the salt acts as a gentle scrub. Scrub the area with a brush, then rinse with water for rust-free results. Repair torn paper with flour paste. Fix torn paper using a homemade flour paste, a traditional adhesive. To make it, mix 1 tablespoon of flour with a little water to create a smooth paste. Use a small brush to apply the paste along the tear, gently pressing the torn edges together. Let it dry for several hours. The flour paste binds the fibers, creating a nearly invisible repair, perfect for old documents or cherished books. Preserve meat with salt or by drying it. Salt has long been used to preserve meat by drawing out moisture and inhibiting bacterial growth. To preserve meat, rub it generously with salt, ensuring all surfaces are covered. Store the meat in a cool, dry place for several days. Alternatively, you can dry meat by hanging thin strips in a dry, well-ventilated area. Both methods work by removing moisture, which slows bacterial growth and extends the meat's shelf life. Stop a nosebleed by pinching the nose and leaning forward. If you have a nosebleed, the fastest way to stop it is by pinching the soft part of your nose and leaning forward. Pinch firmly just below the bony ridge and hold for about 10 minutes. Leaning forward prevents blood from flowing down your throat, while pinching helps compress blood vessels and slows bleeding. Avoid lying back, as this can lead to swallowing blood, which may cause nausea. Boil cracked eggs with vinegar in the water. Prevent cracked eggs from leaking while boiling by adding vinegar to the water. The acid in vinegar helps coagulate the egg whites quickly, sealing any cracks. To do this, fill a pot with water, add 1 tablespoon of vinegar, and gently place the cracked eggs inside. Bring the water to a gentle boil and cook as usual. This method keeps the egg intact even if the shell is damaged. Stop a mad dog by throwing a coat over its head. A threatening dog can be distracted and disoriented by covering its head with a coat. If approached by a mad or aggressive dog, quickly throw a coat, blanket, or any large fabric over its head. This confuses the dog by limiting its vision, giving you time to back away safely. The sudden loss of sight typically halts the dog's aggression, helping to neutralize a dangerous situation. Remove stains from hands with lemon juice and salt. Stubborn stains on hands from gardening or cooking can be easily removed using lemon juice and salt. Combine the juice of half a lemon with a teaspoon of salt, then rub the mixture onto your hands. The acidity of the lemon breaks down stains, while the salt acts as a natural exfoliant, scrubbing away dirt. Rinse with warm water, leaving your hands clean and fresh without harsh chemicals. Judge time without a watch by dividing the sky into sections. In the absence of a watch, you can estimate time by dividing the sky between the horizon and the sun into equal sections. Each section represents roughly 1 hour. Hold your hand out at arm's length and count how many finger widths fit between the horizon and the sun. For each finger width, estimate about 15 minutes. This simple technique uses the position of the sun to track time outdoors. Revive a fainting person by loosening clothes and getting fresh air. If someone faints, act quickly by loosening tight clothing around their neck, chest, or waist and moving them to a well-ventilated area. This helps increase circulation and makes breathing easier. Lay the person flat on their back and elevate their legs to promote blood flow to the brain. Allow fresh air to flow, which helps revive them more quickly. Stay with the person until they regain consciousness. Secure nuts with a bent pin. When working with loose nuts that won't stay in place, a simple bent pin can help. By bending a sturdy pin into a U shape, you can secure a nut tightly in place while working. Insert the bent pin around the nut to keep it from turning as you tighten the bolt. The pin acts as a makeshift clamp, giving you a better grip and keeping the nut steady during repairs. Prevent window rattling with paper wedged in the frame. Window rattling can be annoying, especially in windy conditions. To stop it, tightly wedge a small piece of folded paper between the window frame and the sash. The paper creates friction, filling the gap that causes the window to shake. Adjust the thickness of the paper to fit snugly, effectively silencing the rattle. This quick fix is especially useful in older windows that no longer fit perfectly in their frames. Remove a splinter by soaking in warm water and Epsom salts. Epsom salts can help draw out stubborn splinters. To use this method, dissolve 2 tablespoons of Epsom salts in a bowl of warm water. Soak the affected area for 15 minutes. The salts soften the skin, reduce swelling, and help the splinter move closer to the surface. After soaking, gently pull out the splinter with sterilized tweezers. This method not only helps with removal, but also reduces pain and inflammation. Cure hiccups by swallowing sugar. Swallowing a teaspoon of granulated sugar is an old remedy to stop hiccups. The coarse texture of the sugar stimulates the vagus nerve, which interrupts the hiccup reflex. Simply place the sugar on your tongue and swallow it dry. This action helps reset the diaphragm's rhythmic contractions, effectively stopping the hiccups. The science behind this method lies in the nerve's connection to the muscles controlling the diaphragm, easing the spasms. Distinguish raw from boiled eggs by spinning them. Are you not sure if an egg is raw or boiled? You can easily find out by spinning it on a flat surface. A boiled egg will spin smoothly and quickly because the solid interior moves as one. A raw egg, however, will wobble and spin slowly due to the liquid inside shifting. To test, give the egg a gentle spin and watch its motion to determine whether it is boiled or still raw. Stop bleeding by applying pressure. When dealing with a minor cut, applying direct pressure is the fastest way to stop the bleeding. Use a clean cloth, gauze, or even your hand to press firmly on the wound for at least 5 minutes. The pressure helps blood clotting by slowing blood flow to the area. If bleeding persists, maintain pressure and elevate the injury above heart level. This simple method quickly controls bleeding without the need for fancy supplies. Remove adhesive labels by soaking in hot water. Are you struggling to remove sticky labels from jars or containers? Grandpa has a quick solution. Hot water. Fill a bowl or sink with hot water and submerge the item for 10 to 15 minutes. The heat softens the adhesive, making it easier to peel off. Once the label is loosened, gently scrape it away with your fingers or a cloth. If residue remains, rub with a bit of dish soap or oil for a clean finish. Soften new boots with soap or oil. Breaking in stiff new boots can be uncomfortable, but soap or oil can help soften the leather. Rub a small amount of saddle soap, mink oil, or even regular cooking oil onto the areas of the boots that feel too rigid. Massage it into the leather, then leave the boots to absorb the product overnight. The oil conditions the leather, making the boots more flexible and reducing discomfort during wear. Remove warts with castor oil. Castor oil is a natural remedy for warts thanks to its antiviral and anti-inflammatory properties. To use, apply a few drops of castor oil directly onto the wart, massaging it in for a few minutes. Cover with a bandage and repeat this process daily until the wart shrinks and disappears. Castor oil helps dissolve the wart over time by softening the skin and breaking down the infected tissue. Prevent blisters by dusting shoes with talcum powder. Avoid painful blisters by dusting the inside of your shoes with talcum powder before wearing them. The powder absorbs moisture, reducing friction between your feet and the shoe material. Simply sprinkle a light layer of talcum powder into the shoe, shake it around, and tap out any excess. By keeping your feet dry, this hack helps prevent the skin irritation and rubbing that leads to blisters, especially with new or tight shoes. Make ink from blackberries or elderberries. You can create natural ink from blackberries or elderberries with ease. Mash a handful of berries in a bowl to release their juices. Then strain the mixture through a fine cloth to remove seeds and pulp. Add a pinch of salt and a few drops of vinegar to preserve the ink. Stir well and use with a quill or dip pen. The pigments in these berries produce a rich, dark ink perfect for old-fashioned writing. Treat burns with cold water or aloe vera. For minor burns, immediate treatment with cold water is key to reducing damage and pain. Run the burned area under cool, not icy water for 10 to 15 minutes to lower the skin temperature. Afterward, apply a thin layer of pure aloe vera gel to soothe the skin and promote healing. Aloe's natural anti-inflammatory and moisturizing properties help reduce redness and swelling while speeding up recovery for small burns. Remove mildew from fabric with lemon juice and sunlight. Mildew stains on fabric can be tough to remove, but lemon juice and sunlight make a powerful duo. Squeeze fresh lemon juice onto the affected area, ensuring it's thoroughly soaked. Lay the fabric outside in direct sunlight for several hours. The citric acid in the lemon breaks down mildew, while the sun's UV rays naturally bleach the stain. Afterward, launder as usual to completely remove the mildew and refresh the fabric. Make a simple lamp with oil and a wick in a bottle. Creating a simple oil lamp is an old-fashioned way to provide light in emergencies. Fill a small glass bottle with any vegetable or olive oil, leaving about an inch of space at the top. Insert a cotton wick, you can make one from a piece of cloth, into the bottle, with enough wick extending to light. Light the wick, and the oil will burn slowly, producing light. This works because the oil fuels the flame, while the wick controls the burn rate. Clean silver with a paste of baking soda and water. Cleaning silver with baking soda is a simple, non-abrasive method. Make a thick paste by mixing 3 parts. Baking soda with 1 part water. Apply the paste to tarnished silver using a soft cloth, gently rubbing in circular motions. The baking soda works as a mild abrasive to lift tarnish without scratching. Rinse the silver under warm water and buff it dry with a clean, soft cloth to restore its shine. Make a fishing line using thread and a bent pin as a hook. In an emergency, you can fashion a simple fishing line with basic materials. Use sturdy thread as your line and bend a pin into a hook shape. Attach the bent pin securely to the thread, creating a makeshift hook. Tie the other end of the thread to a stick or use it by hand. Drop the hook into the water with bait, and you've got a basic tool to catch small fish for survival. Treat bee stings with baking soda and water. Baking soda can neutralize the venom from bee stings, providing relief. Mix baking soda with a little water to create a thick paste. Apply the paste directly to the sting area and leave it on for 15 to 20 minutes. The alkalinity of the baking soda helps neutralize the acidic bee venom, reducing swelling and pain. Rinse the area with cool water afterward and repeat as necessary for continued relief. Remove chewing gum from hair by using peanut butter or ice. Chewing gum stuck in hair can be tricky, but peanut butter or ice can solve the problem. For peanut butter, apply a generous amount over the gum, then gently work it through the hair with your fingers. The oils in the peanut butter break down the gum's stickiness. Alternatively, use ice to harden the gum, making it easier to pull out in chunks without damaging the hair. Waterproof boots by rubbing them with beeswax. To make boots waterproof naturally, beeswax is an excellent option. Start by warming your boots with a hairdryer to open the material's pores. Rub a block of beeswax over the entire surface of the boots, focusing on seams and stitching. Use the hairdryer again to melt the beeswax into the fabric or leather. This creates a waterproof barrier that protects your boots from rain and snow, extending their lifespan. Find leaks in tires by submerging in water. Locating a tire leak can be easy with a water submersion trick, a timeless hack from Grandpa. Remove the tire and fully submerge it in a tub of water. Slowly rotate the tire while watching for bubbles to rise. This indicates the exact location of the leak. The science behind this hack is simple. The escaping air creates visible bubbles when it hits the water, making it easy to pinpoint the source of the leak. Make an emergency ladder with knotted bed sheets. In a pinch, a knotted bed sheet can be transformed into an emergency ladder. Start by tightly tying a series of knots along the length of the bed sheet about 1 foot apart. Secure one end of the sheet to a sturdy object like a bedpost or heavy furniture. Drop the knotted section over the side of a balcony or window and use the knots for hand and footholds as you descend. The knots provide grip, making your escape safer. Escape a sinking car by opening a window or door immediately. In a sinking car, seconds count. To escape, roll down a window or open the door as soon as possible before water pressure builds. If the water level is too high, use a window-breaking tool to shatter the side window. Always stay calm. Unbuckle your seatbelt and help others exit. Water pressure quickly makes doors harder to open, so acting immediately gives you the best chance of escape. For more contents like this, click here to subscribe.